And obviously, Marsalek and Norcus have always kind of been stepping up in the stats, but it's just crazy how the talent in this region has started to level up and really showcase some awesome stuff. Even though half those players were European that I just mentioned, or Australian, but you know.
Oh, but I mean, there's definitely something to say about that. We've really seen, a little bit of shuffling as well right now as we're watching ATC. The addition of Sharpshot onto this roster has, I think, really aided their style of play. And as you heard the guys best kind of talk about their increased aggression and the fact that it's paid off. I mean, they're still a little bit in the middle of the realm for the leaderboard right now, but it's not to say it isn't because they aren't putting in quite a bit of work for themselves.
I mean, they are. And again, I think after watching Sonics in the last group stage kind of not do that well, but come out swinging in grand finals and really look like they took some things that they had learned in the group stage to that event. I mean, we may be seeing the same thing from other teams now, or, some teams may be struggling, but ATC, I mean, that circle's okay.
Yeah, that's why we see Waldo really trying to hold his own as this crash coming in from ATC, who's trying to take out this compound. Gaxi and McCoy looking to get as close as possible, try to lend a hand onto this, but now Waldo unfortunately is going to get found by Sharpshot with the barrel. We see that push coming in right away to try to pick up that flush. He gets it here. Additionally, when this happened, Deadeye was spotted out from San Diego. Rarity is going to find themselves eliminated. So ATC gets this compound, puts in the work, but now the circle shifting back to the south again.
He was so ready for that, Clover. He was so ready for that. And I thought for sure Waldo at least might get one knock or maybe a nice little spray, but no, Sharp shot that down immediately. Wow, that Sharp shot that down immediately. That's not... I didn't mean to do that, but that sounded pretty cool. And ATC now are actually going to rotate here to this dip right north of the yellows. This is a notoriously difficult dip to play at times, especially when nades and utilities start to come into play.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
early on as well, Team Clueless could be in a good position to use that utility. The big issue right now for ATC, who sent 2 to this dip, is you've got Rumblers while outside of the zone in a position to the north to take shots from this dip, so they got to be a little bit careful. We can see Marcelic being mindful of those buildings right now, keeping an watchful eye to see when Rumblers do take this rotation.
Yeah, and I'm curious if ATC is going to stay. Looks like they're trying to move in duel now, in a lot of trouble in the middle of this field, trying to use these vehicles as cover. Smoke's coming out. The res, even with Smokes, is going to be a little sketchy, as Sonics have not given up this position, and they are harassing team after team.
I think the big thing that could come into aid here is the fact that the blue is closing in and Sonics aren't yet in the zone, so time's limited. But speaking of limited in time in the blue, we've got Comets and TAC8 fighting along the edge. This fight's been going on for just a bit, but Leda is just narrowly going to get away with 15 HP. He's actually got to stop to try to heal and out-heal in front of the blue. So that is it for TAC8 on this, and Comets holding on to what little they've got. Additionally, he still needs to focus on getting in the zone. We're seeing Sonic starting to make that move, and so all of the teams now up to the south finding themselves a little bit crowded. I think Leda should be just fine.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be okay now. Comets with 3 kills. Unfortunate for TAC8, they also went out, but at the same time, they got a few kills, so it really wasn't the worst round that it could be for them, as Sonics are now finally starting to push up this hill right onto Guadalajara gas cans.
Guadalajara was really set up for this. I've been taking a couple shots on Sonics as this push was coming in, but still fully committed to see Mime just at the base of this hill. Smokes out right now, try to stay alive. Those Molotovs just short of that watchtower. Additionally, though, gas cans gonna lose Honey Badger here. Tickleton with a very nice knock. Nikos tries to trade the down at range. H-Win once again holding that anchor point, trying to do some damage into here, but Voxic spotting out Shrimsy as well. So this is being a little bit of a hard push coming in from Sonics, but they're not giving up just yet.
Voxic, I mean, they're desperately trying to get any headshots that they can here onto Sonics. They want to save Honey Badger, but Sonics have this way of just constricting so methodically around these team fights, really taking their time, especially with Honey Badger. Like, sure, they could immediately go for a flush, but they're really trying to bait out the rest of the members of the gas cans. And I'll tell you this, Sonics are not necessarily in the best position for this fight either, but they're really making it work.
And we see the last little bit of utility coming out now from the gas cans as another flash is thrown onto Shrimsy, but the smokes out are obscuring vision just a little bit. That's going to push gas cans back, allowing Sonics to comfortably get in the zone and work their way up the hills. You see a Molotov go right past Shrimsy's head. Now Voxic waiting for the push that's coming in. We can see now Shrimsy's point of view.
I hate fighting on this
Oh,
hill.
look at this. Dodge is actually starting to third-party
Yep.
fight. A couple shots coming out from Finna and Lampalot, who are just to the west of this. And Shrimsy being a little bit careful now, as you can see, taking constant glances out in that direction. He knows that they do need to be careful with this wrap coming in. Obviously, wrapping to the west would be the best play here onto the gas cans, but they just need to be careful for Dodge at hand now, as you see Voxic trying to do something about it.
It's not really a lot that he can do, as you see all those pings. Voxic got shot from pretty much every cardinal direction available. That was out of control. And now Huyn is going to go down to other members in the distance from Dodge. Lampalot.
Oh, yeah. Dodge really was waiting patiently for that fight. They are going to be able to pick off, too. So Sonic's down to just Shrimsy and Tiggleton. Now back to the fight at the north. Rumblers did take a hard crash here onto ATC for this dip. They've been a bit of a trade of knocks and flushes. Just McCoy and Gaxi up versus Norcus and Aguila. As we can see right now, Aguila trying to spot out something, but Rumblers are going to fall here, getting a little bit of help from Illusion. Or excuse me, actually it's going to be Illusion and Elusive that are fighting out in the kill, and that's out to the west. We can see that off in the distance. Additionally, now down to the south, we've got Duel, PDS, and Veritas all trying to walk into the zone from the same point. Wooly and Cherry kind of pinned down here in the fields.
Yeah, Duel have been struggling here for quite a while, and originally it was Sonics that was harassing them, and then they moved on, and
Ooh. Well,
good night, sweet prince. Yes, Elusive is going to go out. It's going to be, is he going to get show? Oh, he is. Oh, does he have time, though? That's going to be really close. Moving back to Pros Don't Snake and Duel as well as Veritas there. And this has been a real barn burner here on the south side.
Barn burner, as you can see now, Cherry. A little bit of damage, can't quite find the angle. Veritas is going to get spotted out, though. Shoot to kill from that center compound. Has sight on this. They're going to get down a couple of players onto this now. As you see, Light Show is going to fall back down himself, though, so that res did not pop off. At Cherry at 4 HP is just going to full send it right now into Pros Don't Snake. He is going to find a flashbang, though, as the animation comes up. A quick recovery and nice shots. Gets Gasket down. Still only 6 HP, but into the blue. Spots one
Cherry,
more. Gets the elimination. Pros Don't Snake goes out, and Duel recovers with 3, but now they need to be careful. Fabled has sight to this from the north. Greg shot landing one onto Cherry. Smokes out, though. Lampalot's going to attempt to res here.
Penta may get the res. Nope, he's dead through smoke. Unlucky now. Penta's going to be a little stuck. As long as he wraps down to the south. Now he's taking shots from Fabled. They are just ripping him to pieces. Oh, that was so daring. I respect it. I respect the play.
I really tried what they could to do this, but Wooly is going to escape still with 98 HPs on the edge away from the blue, but the circle has shifted further to the west, and that is a lot of open field ahead of them and a lot of enemies as well. Fable does need to come out of Gatka and work their way into the zone. Additionally, so does ATC, so if those rotations come at the most opportune moment, we might have Shoot to kill looking to the north, and that could give Wooly the chance to snake his way in. The issue, of course, comes, as you can see on the map, Sonic still have 2 out to the south. So with that much open field, it's going to be a hard transition for so many of these teams moving forward that don't have this great compound, this vantage point, as you pointed out earlier, for Shoot to kill play from.
Yeah, and to be completely honest and fair to Wooly, I really just don't think he has anywhere to play in the circle. There's the only thing that's in on his edge is really just nothing, and SDK can see that very clearly as you see Sonics and Tig really struggling here as all of SDK is shooting in his direction. And again, that's just because there's nothing really to play here other than hay barrels, and some of those hay barrels I'm pretty sure are destructible as well. So this is rough. This is rough for pretty much everyone that is an SDK right now.
Yeah, I mean, really smart play for Tiggleton to move that vehicle out of the way so that he didn't lose the only cover with that hay bale. But as we see Duel, Wooly is going to be alive enough to send it into the circle, take some damage onto the Zeus. Everybody taking shots in this direction, but he's found an abandoned car, a spot to put down, and Alo still had an angle.
It's not going to happen, and now it looks like the rest of ATC. What is this?
Ooh. What was going on? I think Greg Shot tried to get a little bit fancy with the seat swap, caught out there by Shrimsy, and Fabled falling apart. There is going to be eliminated in the end as Rip spotted out by Purdy Curdy. Shoot to kill again from that vantage point, but as Shrimsy has been knocked down, Tiggleton is not really in a good position to go back for the res just yet. He's got a watchful eye on ATC. Aguila and Norcus still with that high ground up on the hill that's somehow barely in the circle, but 50 seconds until blue comes to a close, and they will most likely have to come down from that position. But you can see Kurt already starting to send it out from the compound and try to get a wrap and an angle onto Tiggleton.
I like this play from ATC. It's rough. They have 6 kills. They've already done a lot of work. If they can manage to survive a little longer, that's great. But yeah, this was probably the best play for themselves.
Ooh.
Oh, and Tig.
Oh, it was good shooting from Aguila, but ultimately Tiggleton outshot him. As you see the headshot come out, gets the knock. Should have time for the res, but the circle is going to pull back down, so that vehicle will come well into play if they can keep that back up. But I mean, look at this. It's an open field. Shoot to kill still has part of their compound into this. In fact, Tiggleton is also still in the zone. So the other factor is what happens when Team Clueless takes their transition as well. I think it's going to be who gets spotted out first here, because you can just see there's nowhere to really hide except for the very tip of SDK's compound.
Well, there's that, and then where those smoking vehicles are next to Tig, like I said, ATC can technically put their vehicles there. There's like a little hump on that dirt road where they'll have some cover. It's pretty much the only chance they have of making it any further into this game. Clueless, however, I mean, they're 3 members up, but they really haven't done much. They have 1 kill. They haven't really secured anything in front of them to play, and this is going to be rough, especially with SDK, just beaming in on them.
And
Drew's got to go. He can't stop.
By Luke 12. You see the flush coming in, but rotation is still going ahead as Sharu tries to send it out safely to that burning pile of cars, as you talked about, but they've left one behind as well. Nick, the insurance policy is the last chance here. As all of this is happening, though, ATC trying their transition to come back down. They found a little bit of a dip to play from, and once again, Aguila finds themselves knocked. This angle that Shoot to Kill has to work with this gun in sight on the entire map.
This is the big problem, because normally those spots are not bad. However, with SDK on the roof, they pretty much see right over those little dips, and that's pretty much what's ruining everyone else in the circle as SDK farms their way to this victory, basically.
Right now with 9 kills, getting another knock onto Aguila. I think that's his 3rd down, so it's going to be a pretty quick bleed out. As you see, once again, Norcus going to try to keep him alive. Norcus is himself as well as a damaged helmet, a damaged vest. We see Aguila has completely lost his helmet. And miraculously through this position, Tiggleton has still continued to do work and damage on all of the teams involved. But we see now Luke 12 going a little bit ahead, trying to get within throwables range here for ATC. He's got a nade and a Molotov ready to go, but right now the SLR out, hoping to get a headshot onto this. Finds Norcus, finds Aguila. ATC is eliminated, and it's now a 3v1 shoot to kill versus Tig.
Nope, it's actually over. That kill was found, and man.
All my life I want money and power, respect my mind, or die from last shout. I pray my dick get big as the Apple Tower, so I can fuck the world for 72 hours. Goddamn, I feel amazing. Damn, I'm in the matrix. My mind is living on cloud 9, and this 9 is never on vacation. Start up that mind.